Hey, welcome to the channel. I am musically malnourished, and you're on my journey to go deep and wide in discovering new music and artists. We are in the 2013 album from 21 Pilots called Vessel. This is track number 2, Holding On to You. We'll give it a listen, and we'll dive a little deeper on the other side.
I'm taking over my body, back in control, no more shoddy. I bet a lot of me was lost, T's and crossing I's and dotted. I fought it a lot, and it seems a lot like flesh is all I got. Not anymore, flesh out the door, swat. I must have forgot, you can't trust me. I'm open a moment and close when you show it before you know it, I'm lost at sea. And now that I write and think about it and the story unfolds, you should take my life, you should take my soul.
Can I just say I love Tyler's rapping? Like it's so good. I mean, I don't have a ton of frame of reference, but I have a decent amount, and it just resonates. It all resonates with me so much.
You are surrounding all my surroundings, sounding down the mountain range of my left side brain. You are surrounding all my surroundings, twisting the kaleidoscope behind both of my eyes. Now that I'm alone, now that I'm remember the moment, you know exactly where you're going, cause the next moment before you know what time is slow, and then it's frozen still, and the windowsill looks really nice, right? You think twice about your life, it probably happens at night, right?
Oh, wow. That was definitely a reference to, the thought of leaping out of a window. Time is slowing and it's frozen still, and the windowsill looks really nice, right? You think twice about your life, it probably happens at night, right?
Right? Fight it, take the pain, ignite it, tie a noose around your mind, loose enough to breathe fine and tie it to a tree, tell it you belong to me, this ain't a noose, this is a leash, and I have news for you, you must obey me.
Whoa, dude. Like, we'll analyze lyrics, look at them deeper on the other side, but when stuff stands out to me, like, I have to take a moment. Fight it, take the pain, ignite it. Oh my gosh, this song's so good. Tie a noose around your mind, loose enough to breathe fine, and tie it to a tree. Tell it you belong to me. This ain't a noose, this is a leash. Wow, you're telling your mind this is where you're going to go. You are not my master. I am your master, right? That's the point of a leash on an animal, is to help it understand who's in control. We're going to go here. We're not going to go there. Man, I have news for you. You must obey me.
You are surrounding all my surroundings, sounding down the mountain range of my left side brain. You are surrounding all my surroundings, twisting the kaleidoscope behind both of my eyes. Anytime I fall, 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 anytime I fall. nothing we were gifted with. Thought, is it time to move our feet to an introspective beat? It ain't the speakers that bump hearts, it's our hearts that make the beat. Lean with it, rock with it, when we gonna stop with it? Lyrics that mean nothing we were gifted with. Thought, is it time to move our feet to an introspective beat? It ain't the speakers that bump hearts, it's our hearts that make the beat. Lean with it, rock with it, when we gonna stop with it? Lyrics that mean nothing we were gifted with. Thought, is it time to move our feet to an introspective beat? It ain't the speakers that bump hearts, it's our hearts that make the beat. Lean with it, rock with it, when we gonna stop with it? Lyrics that mean nothing we were gifted with. Thought, is it time to move our feet to an introspective beat? It ain't the speakers that bump hearts, it's our hearts that make the beat. Now we all on it, and now we all on to you. And now we all on it, and now we all on to you. And now we all on it, and now we all on to you. And now we all on it, and now we all on to you.
Shut up. Oh my goodness, dude. Man. I think honestly why I feel emotional right now is, which sounds strange, it's just the excitement that I get to listen to this again. You know what I mean? Like immediately all I'm thinking is I want to play it again. I want to play it back. I want to run it back. And so I guess unlocking this, and that's how I've talked about this whole journey, right? Every song I listen to is great, in the sense that like now I can listen to that song, but that's also challenging when we step into a new album because I either need to put it in a playlist or like play up to a point and stop. So unlocking entire albums is awesome because I can just play the album beginning to end. But in my mind, I'm like, I get to listen to the song again. Like I've just been given a gift of their music, of these songs. And it's honestly, it's the same way that you would have felt when you discovered it for the first time, you know, to some degree. We all feel things differently, but this feeling of like, oh, this was not in my life before, and now it is. Now I this is mine. What an incredible song, dude. It was so cool. And that whole lean with it, rock with it breakdown, like, what? And then it kept building from there. Every time he went into the next lean with it, it got harder and louder and like on the edge of his screaming. Oh, and obviously there were some lyrics in there that were just so cool. Like, this is what I'm talking about. This song, much like Slow Town, yes, there are poetic elements in here. There's some things we'll look at and stuff, but just the premise of the song is so clear. It's that you, as hard as it feels at times, to be able to rein your mind in, and that's a skill. It's something we all learn, and sometimes we do better at it and worse at it. But the ability, and this is part of even why the scriptures tell us to think on things that are good, noble, pure, upright, excellent. If there's anything worthy of praise, think on these things. Because it's the recognition that God gave us a mind, and he understands how that mind works, and it goes to dark places, and it goes to foolish places. And if we can, through repetition, through training, and that's part of what we believe the Bible is. And again, if you don't share these views, that's totally fine. I'm just helping paint a picture of, at least I know a worldview that Tyler has, even if you don't fully share it. There are ways in which obviously people do this differently. But the whole point of the Bible is not just that you have some list of like, do this, don't do that. So much of it paints a picture of how to view the world and how to approach things. So even when we talk about darkness and we talk about adversity and many of the things that Tyler talks about, it teaches us how to not dwell and be eaten alive by those things, to cast our cares on the Lord, for he cares for us, to train your mind to not think on all of the dark, fearful, anxious things. But man, what's good? Is there anything good in your life right now? You're breathing? Okay. You may not feel like that's good right now, but you're alive, which means there's hope. There's a chance. Is there anyone that loves you? Is there anyone that cares? Is there anything you're interested in? Is there anything you find beautiful? You know, and sometimes when you can begin to even learn to give thanks for the suffering you're going through, because again, the scripture teaches us that suffering, nobody likes suffering, but that if you'll let endurance have its patient work, that in the end you reap this harvest of yourself, that so many of the people we look up to, that we find so strong and noble, and that we draw strength from their stories, they are stories of adversity. And so it's the ability, even in the midst of your suffering, when nothing looks good around you, to even say, thank you for this. Thank you for where I'm at. It may not be good. It may be harmful. It may be the harm of another person against you. That thing is not good. But to recognize you will use this for good. You will give a story out of this in the same way that Tyler has taken his own pain and he's used it to express and speak to others that have gone through the same things. And now it's light and life for them. But in the midst of his suffering, that's not how it feels. Anyways, okay, I've been talking on that for a good minute. Let's hop over, take a look for ourselves a little bit deeper into this song. Holding On to You was originally featured on Regional at Best. It was later remastered. So Tyler said this himself, to have Holding On to You kind of be the focus track makes sense to me. It does stand in the middle of what to expect from us, having to do with a lot of different genres. The melody in this song is digestible. It's one of my favorite chord progressions I've ever done. I agree. I like that the chorus only happens twice in the song, which is a big no-no. You are supposed to do it 4 or 5 times, especially if you want to see a lot of success and have your songs on Super Bowl commercials. Wow. Is this the same interview I saw in the other video?
Explaining song.
Oh, okay. This is the video commentary through all their tracks? Whoa. We're going to have to listen to this at the end. That's awesome. Okay. Well, that'll be up on Patreon eventually. That was our first selection for a single. A single is a very odd thing for me to even kind of think about, because I come from a background of writing a slew of songs, having it be enough songs to fill up a CD, and that's what I would put up as a demo and online for people to hear. I'm not used to operating on one song representing who we are, but I guess it's not a bad representation just because it's so eclectic. I really do enjoy the song a lot. Me too. There's something about fitting 5 chords into a progression that gets me excited, and that song has that in the chorus, or I think it's the chorus. I don't know. He's like, it's just what feels right. It's a song that gives people a good understanding of what I was trying to go for musically at the time. Lyrically, it's a whole different conversation that's deeper than I even really know how to get into. Cool. And I think that's the place I've come to as well with like talking about the lyrics. I'm going to take it as far as I can and as far as I feel comfortable, but I'm not going to stretch it. And I'm okay not coming to any complete conclusions in these videos because I'll ponder these things later. And that's kind of what he's saying, is that some of these things, to really get into it, I don't know, it's even hard to fully explain is kind of what it sounds like he's saying. But when you get it, you get it. If I'm being honest, I've never been super pumped on the name. I didn't really know what else to call it other than just taking the words that I say the most in the song. I always get this weird 80s rock vibe from the title of the song. Tyler spoke about how he was feeling when writing Holding On to You when he did a live performance for Sirius XM. Here he revealed he was in doubt about continuing making music, but because he was excited about writing the song, he continued to pursue music. Is this the one that was like stripped down? I'm not going to listen to it now, but I will save it. Oh, this is neat. It's super intimate. Man, We have so much content to get into on Patreon. That's really exciting. Okay. I'm taking over my body, back in control, no more shoddy, like riding shotgun. I bet a lot of me was lost. T's uncrossed, I's undotted. I fought it a lot, and it seems a lot like flesh is all I got. Not anymore. Flesh out the door. SWAT. I was trying to figure out if he was talking about like almost like a bug out of the door, like swat a bug. But then I was also thinking if he was saying kind of like a SWAT team. Like, because I could understand SWAT as in a bug out the door, like swatted out the door. The other, kind of like a SWAT team coming in and kicking something out or taking it out. He brings such emphasis. He just SWAT in the song. I mean, I understand this idea of flesh, and, you know, flesh in scripture just represents the part of us, like you kind of have flesh and spirit. And actually, those who sow to the flesh reap destruction. And that's where addiction, that's where pursuing fame and arrogance and, you know, if you really want to take it farther, that's where you get into like violence and all of these things. That's like pursuing the flesh. And some of those can obviously be extremes. But the idea is like, yeah, if all you're pursuing is your earthly desires, your earthly lusts, you're going to reap destruction from that. We've seen so many people walk that path and their lives are just in ruin. But those who sow to the Spirit reap eternal life. Those that sow into, man, what is good and holy and right and pure and excellence. And this idea of let me not be selfish. Let me be selfless. Let me not buy everything that I want. Let me exercise a little bit of restraint and make sure I'm stewarding what I have well and being grateful for the things that I have. So that way, when I do get things, they're not everything to me. I can have a car and enjoy a car, but my car is not everything to me. I can have a house, enjoy a house. House isn't everything to me. I can have a wife and enjoy her, but it's not everything. It's not the sum total of my life. Now, she is everything to me. You understand what I'm saying. But the only way I can love her well is if she is not my idol, right? But I will love her and care for her with everything that I have. Okay, that's enough justifying myself. All right. Let's hop back in and figure out, let's see. While SWAT may be viewed in the same vein as a fly swatter, SWAT is also an acronym for Special Weapons Tags as a SWAT team. I'd be curious if it's capitalized here in the lyric booklet. Flesh out no, it's not capitalized in the lyric booklet. All right, well, either one's fine. All we know is it's out the door. I must have forgot. You can trust me. I'm open a moment and close. I'm open a moment and close when you show it. Is that supposed to be close or close? Because open, close. Before you know it, I'm lost at sea. And now that I write and think about it and the story unfolds, you should take my life, you should take my soul. All right, let's check this out for a second. He's lied many times, telling people he's fine or okay. These are some of the most common lies we tell. People engage in small talk with no real desire to hear a truthful answer when that familiar question is asked, how are you doing? The narrator falsely assumes the question was asked with sincerity. He tells that person who asked about his well-being the truth. Okay. I must have forgot. You can trust me. I'm open a moment and close when you show it. Before you know it, I'm lost at sea. It does sound in some ways like lost at sea, meaning disappeared. Like I was here, you can trust me, I'm open, but then I'm closed and then I'm gone. Now that I write and think about it and the story unfolds, you should take my life, you should take my soul. So yeah, it kind of feels like this wavering back and forth type thing. You are surrounding all my surroundings, sounding down the mountain range of my left side brain. Now, your left side brain, that's the one that's typically given over to like analysis, right? Whereas the right side is usually it's associated with creativity. Left side versus right side. Let's see. Can you see this? No, sorry, you can't see that very well. I'll just read it. Yeah, left brain, logical, analytical, linear, verbal, factual, sequential, right side, creative, intuitive, artistic, nonverbal, emotional, imaginative. So, the left side, it's very smart how he did that. Because generally, right, that's the realm, the logic, the reasoning where we struggle. Twisting the kaleidoscope behind both of my eyes. It's like I can tell what he's saying, but it's hard to put into words. I'd be curious how they tried to define it. Entire pattern of the light refracting changes. His faith is causing what his perspective to change before his very eyes. Yeah, I don't know if it's quite as literal as what that's saying. It does sound to me, though, that maybe it's this speaking of like he's, you know, you kind of have a way in which you've assumed everything or see everything, but if he's twisting this kaleidoscope, the things that are going on in your mind are shifting and changing. And although it's still kind of disorienting, but, you know, you are changing. And I'll be holding on to you. Remember the moment, you know exactly where you're going, because the next moment, before you know it, time is slowing and it's frozen still and the window sills look really nice, right? Yeah, see this idea, you know exactly where you're going. This theme is repeated through the song of this wavering. You know where you're going. The next moment, before you know it, time is slow and it's frozen. The windowsill looks really nice, right? You think twice about your life. It probably happens at night, right? Fight it, take the pain, ignite it. So yeah, we talked about this whole thing. This was a really smart and beautiful verse. Lean with it, rock with it. When we gonna stop with it? Lyrics that mean nothing. We were gifted with thought. Oh. Is this an indictment against that kind of music? Lean with it, rock with it, lean with it, rock with it. I don't even know the substance of that song, but I can guess. Because it sounds like he's saying, and it's not necessarily just an indictment on the music. I think it's the message, right, behind the music, just this party lifestyle, pursuit of all these things that he knows is so empty that he's like, oh, gosh, why are so many young people infatuated by this type of lifestyle that's so damaging, so hurtful? Like, let's pay attention to the things that really matter. Now, not to say that we can't have just some songs that are brainless, you know, but I think he's speaking bigger than just, oh, that was a fun song. Because even when he sings it, I was getting down. I was leaning with it, rocking with it. But I think it's more so of him saying, like, just the mindset, that idea, that pursuit. When are we going to stop with it? Lyrics that mean nothing. We were gifted with thought. Is it time to move our feet to an introspective beat? Wow, which is what I did with this song. It is an introspective beat. Made me move my feet. It ain't the speakers that bump hearts. It's our hearts that make the beat. Man, this is really deep. Lean with it, rock with it. When are we going to stop with it? Lyrics, I mean, we were gifted with thought. Okay. All right, so it just repeats. It ain't the speakers that bump hearts. I think he's talking about the words, the introspection. So it's the thoughts that bump hearts, and it's our hearts that make the beat, which is obviously a play on what hearts do physically. Man, wow, that was quite the ride. And I'm so excited to listen to that song again. I always get excited. I'm like, do I have anywhere to go today? I can get in my truck and listen to this music. Man, wow. We're off to a really strong start here with this album, and I know it's only up from here. Thank you for joining me for this one. Let's have a conversation in the comments. Keep an eye out on Patreon. Obviously, we're juggling a few different artists at a time, but I try to keep content every single week, that is toward each of the artists so that there's plenty of content. And I don't know, maybe we'll we did a live stream of a John Bellion concert from years ago called Live at Cove City. So I'll keep an eye out as well for maybe a live event that we can do surrounding 21 Pilots. Maybe if there's I don't know. It could be an interview. It could be a behind the scenes. It could be a live concert. If you have any ideas on that or something you think would be cool, that up to this point in the journey, obviously we don't want to do something that gets us ahead of where we are, but within this Vessel album or earlier, let me know in the comments. But I hope to see you in the next one because we're eating good.